Hey guys, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and we are laying down. I just wanted to do a quick video update because I know I won't be able to, well, I'll probably still want to do one about tomorrow, but I figure I better go ahead and at least cap this night and just get that so I have a record of it. I want to make sure to vlog everything that I do in this ministry, just for memories and, all of that. So, and records and just to share and rejoice in all of that. So initially so when I first decided to come to sorry, my video cut off, said my internet service wasn't great. Initially when I decided to come to the festival, which is a music festival in Somerset, Kentucky, which has been really, really cool, actually. I'm actually really glad that we came. I knew that we possibly couldn't get in as a vendor because it was so late, but I've been trying for weeks, and the festival's grown pretty large, and so they only had a limited amount of vendor booths, and I wasn't able to get in as a vendor. So then I just decided, well, maybe I'll just take a wagon and hand out some stuff. And when I got up to the front and asked them if that was okay, they told me I wasn't allowed to hand anything out either. I was like, okay, well, this just got really super challenging. So we had all this stuff in the car. We had enough merchandise and tents and Bibles and signs and banners and everything to do a full-blown vendor booth and tent, but we weren't able to use any of that stuff. But I did make some little signs that said pray on them that I just happened to make kind of last minute. Thank God I did. And I hung those on the wagon, which I posted some pictures of. And then we're dressed. My shirt says Jesus saved me, Jesus saved my life, ask me how. And what else was there? Our hats that say God's team. And so we were walking around kind of wearing that stuff. And we didn't get to give out a lot of the stuff. We didn't get to give out anything inside, but actually I was able to give away some of the bags and the stuff that I made outside of the gate. I probably wasn't really supposed to, but I didn't want to just leave with all that stuff still, having not given anything away. They were just little bags that had my testimony and whatnot in it. And so there was probably, I don't know, I know there was a family of 5 when we first got here that we talked to, and they were actually they were kind of confessed being, I think that they were sort of dabbling in the new age. And so testimony was able to reach a family of 5, which is amazing because, a family of 5 growing up living without Jesus is, way too much, way too many. Those little innocent lives need Jesus. And so I think that could be that if a lives aren't changed and a seed was planted, I think that mom's life, I don't think she'll be exactly the same anymore. I really don't. I think that was a deep seed planted in her. There was another young lady who said that she grew up in church and she kind of meandered away, just having been given all that and taught all that. She said she was kind of, she seemed like she was starting to sort of venture off into other paths as well. And so I gave her that, and she said, wow, I was just talking to somebody about that, about how, you have to find your own way and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, we all have to see for ourselves. We all have to, make that decision. And, like the prodigal son, right? We all have to have that moment. And so I gave her that, and what a blessing, that could be in her life. Like, that could be a huge thing, like showing her that God is like looking out for her and wants her back. And there was a group or two girls that got into a car right across from me, and I barely got my stuff like together in time to run over there, but like something was just like, go get those girls. And I was telling them a little bit, and I could tell they said they weren't really super religious or spiritual. They were just barely, like, kind of into a little bit of that stuff. So obviously not super Christian, right? And I shared with them, and the one girl I was telling her about, like, the occult stuff, and it kind of looked like she was kind of a little bit like she knew maybe that wasn't right, but she didn't really say much. So they were given bags and given with the testimony, and the little bags had testimony papers, some Bible verses to back them up, and a little notebook, a blank little notebook that had a Bible verse on it, a little fridge magnet that was just a little Bible verse, and I made little cross necklaces and put those in there. And so that's what was in the women's bags, and I think some candy, a little bit of a candy, and some breath mints or something like that. And I was able to give those out. And so those were the ones that were like the biggest impacts, like, I feel like. There was others, and yeah, I don't know, I can't remember. There was lots of people I talked to that said they were Christians, and that they supported me and all of that. And so that was really, really nice to just share and say, hey, I just kind of led with, are you religious or spiritual? One guy was really super interested and just like really excited because he said that Jesus had also saved him. And so that was really cool to kind of share and hear that from him. So that was about a group of 4 or 5 guys I had talked to, that one of them said something that was like really connected and was like, yeah, and gave me a hug and stuff like that. Got lots of hugs from people that I did get to talk to. And I also got to enjoy myself and relax in a different environment. There was some really good music. I will say it got kind of weird at the end. Towards the end, there was this girl that performed, and it was really bizarre and strange and sad. She really looked like a puppet, and she was singing about like what did it say? It was just a very occult song, and I had been seeing like stuff like up before this. Like, I had kind of felt this presence and seen this. There's always a presence of evil around, but this was like a really big presence of evil over her. And when I seen her, she was dressed in like this scarlet dress, like very overdressed and very just out of place and out of whatever. And so I saw that, and it automatically was like a red flag for me. I kind of like, my discernment was like, this looks like it could be some kind of, like demonic sort of production kind of thing. And so I was really weary of it, and I didn't really get too close or watch, but I just I kind of just briefly watched, and then that's when I got a call from my hotel saying that my hotel reservation was canceled because they didn't have enough room. So there's been some obstacles on this trip for sure. But, God's provided. I was lucky to get, in another hotel about 25 minutes away. So that wasn't too bad. But the other one was like about maybe 10 minutes away. But anyway, so I got a call from the hotel, and I was just kind of not really into watching that, but, as I watched it, it was really, really, really bad. Like, I could just see, she just looked, like, empty, and, was really bad. The song she was singing was saying like something about when the dragon comes by, just stick your hand out and basically take a ride. And it was like we have everything we need in the den. And it said something about leaves in your tea and smoke in your eyes. And it was really, really hardcore. And there was so many people that were just like loving it and eating it up. And I was just like, ugh, so crazy, like how blatant that stuff is, and we don't even realize it. But and then after that, a girl came on and started singing the "I Put a Spell on You" song, and I was just like, okay, well, that's why we're here, to testify against stuff like that. So, but that one was oh my gosh, you could see it. It was really a big production. Very, very sad for that woman being used like that. I mean, she just looks like a puppet on strings. And a beautiful voice. Probably a beautiful person, but, that's what happens when we don't have Jesus to guide us in our spiritual life. It's just what happens when we, are trying to do it all on our own and trying to navigate spiritual waters without the light. Jesus is our light. He's the only way. And so without him, any spiritual activity that we engage in it's not heavenly, that's for sure. So that was really kind of sad to see, but just be praying for her, especially since she's got a following of people. And I tried to find the song that she sang, but I couldn't find it with the lyrics that I had used. So I don't know if it was an original song, but she was singing a lot of covers, and so I may try to find it again. But it was definitely a really dark song for sure. That's for sure. But then after I left, I went to the parking lot and I just kind of walked around and talked to people that were out in the parking lot. And that's actually where I had met the one girl that I said was in church, and she grew up in church and then kind of had drifted away, but recently had been talking to someone else about it. I guess it had been on her heart and stuff. And then tonight, that's where I met her. She was parked right beside of me. And so I felt like that was definitely God's doing, putting her right beside of me, knowing like I would talk to her right then and there. And it was just really beautiful. So I got to share that with her and gave her the little paper with my testimony on it. And it was really cool. And so, yeah, there was lots of people that I just talked to and shared with, and it wasn't quite what I expected it to be, but it was really great. And like, I do think that many people's lives were touched, and just us walking around with our pray sign and our God's team and just trying to do good and be good and be present and love and just encourage others and laugh and smile and share and just enjoy the weather, enjoy the music. It was really, really, really nice. And then tomorrow we have another day, so I'm hoping that tomorrow will be another really fun day, and that I'll get to talk to more people, and yeah, that I'll get to at some point give out some of those little things, because I'm not really supposed to. I can't take them into the festival, so I don't want to get in trouble for handing anything out. You're not allowed to like solicit anything, so I have to be really, really careful about what I'm doing and sharing. And so that's the biggest challenge, I think, is just all the opposition. But we're sharing. Everyone I talked to, I found a way to mostly everyone I've talked to, I've like sort of found a way to put in my mission in there. So that's been really cool and really nice. And yeah, so that's day 1 of day 2. I'm gonna get some rest. The music doesn't start till noon tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to get up early. Sorry, my phone keeps cutting out because the internet service, so I'm gonna stand really still. But yeah, so that was day 1, and we're gonna get in bed. Well, Gwenny's already passed out asleep over there, like at her little tiny baby self. And we're gonna maybe try to swim, do breakfast, and get over there, get back in there and just love on people and share. And then I've got to go back home, 3-hour drive, and then go in to work 3rd shift. So that'll be fun. But so just pray for us, pray for God to lead us to people who might need to hear us, who need to see us. And yeah, that's probably about it. Pray, and pray for my energy and strength and protection, clarity, sight, all of that. Just everything that we need and everything that everyone there needs. The seeds to be planted, good ground. And I'm just praying that God puts a calling on people's lives there. Just a big calling to turn towards Jesus. But I can't stay up any longer. I gotta get in bed. I just wanted to update you guys and say thanks for your encouragement and for everything that you all have done to contribute and support the ministry. Thank you so much. We'll update tomorrow. Bye.